Hello students. So as we were discussing dynamic programming, so we'll take up another problem. Here we have two problems, right? The first one is implementing Floyd's algorithm, that is to find all pair shortest path problem. All pair shortest path problem. It's also called as Floyd's algorithm. And another problem is to find the transitive closure of a given directed graph using Warshall's algorithm. So now here we have two problems. Now if you are able to solve one problem, then the second one is almost the same. So both the Floyd and transitive closure, that is Warshall's algorithm, both are almost similar problem. But in the examination, now you are supposed to write two programs separately. But when you try to execute, now I will show you that if you are able to execute one problem just by making some few changes in this program, so we get the B, that is the transitive closure. But when it comes to the examination, now you are supposed to write both the problems. Okay, so now let us start with the first one, that is Floyd's algorithm. So why we have used Floyd's algorithm? So we have discussed this Floyd's algorithm, right? Now to find the all pair shortest path problem, right? So now here, now input for us is a distance matrix. That means the input matrix is a cost matrix, or not a distance matrix. It is a cost matrix or a weighted matrix. Like say for example, a graph is given for us, a directed graph. Now first step is you have to write the cost matrix of this, right? So you know how we are going to write the cost matrix. Say for example, in this graph you have A, B, C, D, right? Some costs are being given. So we'll write A, B, C, D and A, B, C, D, right? So now from vertex A to vertex B, what is the cost? 5. So we'll see from starting from vertex A. From A to A, so cost will be 0, right? So from A to B, when you go from A to B, you can see here from A to B, what is the cost given for us is 5. So we will write 5. Now similarly from A to vertex C, so you see from A, vertex A to C, is there any directed edge? We don't have. So we will mark it as infinity, right? We'll mark this as infinity. So similarly for A, from vertex A to D, from vertex A to D also, so you don't have, see there is an edge from A to D, but the direction, you look into the direction. From A to D you don't have any direction, but the direction is from D to A. So obviously from A to D it will be infinity, right? Like this you construct the cost matrix. Already you know how we are going to write the cost matrix. So once the cost matrix is given, now you have to take this cost matrix as an input, and we are going to find the distance matrix, right? So you are going to find the distance matrix by using the Floyd's algorithm. So you know how we are going to construct the distance matrix. So since there are 4 vertices are there, from each vertex to another vertex we keep on constructing the matrix, and we try to find which is minimum, right? We are supposed to find all pair shortest path problem, right? So you are supposed to find the minimum. Now if you look into the algorithm, okay, so just we'll see where the algorithm is. Yeah, now this is the algorithm. Now once you take the cost matrix, now we are going to define the output, that is result, as a distance matrix D, right? So initially you know that when you are solving the first matrix, the first distance matrix D of 0 will be the given cost matrix itself. Now you can see here, now we have solved this particular problem manually. So the first matrix, that is the initial matrix, will be the given cost matrix itself. So from then onwards we keep on finding the which is minimum, right? So what we do in our algorithm is, As soon as we accept the cost matrix from the keyboard, we will assign the same values into another matrix, and we can call it as a distance matrix D, right? Whatever is there in our cost matrix or weight matrix, the same content we copy it into another matrix D. So we do the processing. So we are using for loops, right? 3 for loops for I is equal to, because you want to compare each element with each element, right? You are going to process the matrix. So for I k equal to 1 to n, for I equal to 1 to n, and for j equal to 1 to n. Now what we are going to do is that, so in our distance matrix Ij, we will put the minimum. So we are going to calculate. So distance matrix Ij is equal to minimum of the previous value what you are having, d of Ij, or if there exists a path between I to k and from k to j, you find that distance, and you see that the previous distance is minimum or this new distance is minimum. Whichever is minimum, the result goes into this particular matrix. Now this is a algorithm, a very small algorithm for Floyd's to implement the Floyd's algorithm. So now let us try to implement this algorithm. Now again you can see here you are finding the minimum of 2 numbers, right? Minimum of 2 numbers. So we will try to implement a small function now which finds the minimum of 2 numbers. Now we will start coding the first part of our problem, that is A, that is Floyd's algorithm, right? So we will declare the given we need a matrix, right? Cost matrix, we will call it as A. Now we need a matrix, that is distance matrix D, we will call it as D, and number of vertices in our graph as n. So now we want to find the minimum, right? So we will use a small function, minimum of 2 numbers, minimum of int a comma int b, right? So what you are going to say, you will return, so if a is less than b, right? See, in the previous, in dynamic that is knapsack problem, we were finding the maximum of 2 numbers, but here we are finding the minimum. So it should be return a. If a is less than b, we will use ternary operator. If a is less than b, return a. If return a, so else return b, right? Else return b. So this is what a small function we are going to write. So now we will implement the function for finding the distance matrix, right? So we'll just give a name called as path. So now for processing we need I, j and k, 3 variables we are going to take. Now as we told, we are going to use 3 for loops. So what is the first for loop? For k equal to 0, for k is less than n, and k plus plus, right? Second for loop for I equal to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. Now the third for loop for j equal to 0, j is less than n, and j plus plus, right? So we have done 3 for loops. So now, so P, that is the resultant matrix, right? The the distance matrix. What is the distance matrix? Now d of Ij. Now this d of Ij is equal to minimum of, so which 2 numbers? Either the previous one, that is d of Ij, or so d of Ik. If there is a path from I to k, plus d of k to j. So we try to add it, right? We try to add these 2. So d of Ik plus d of kj. Now you try to add, and you now between these 2, whichever is minimum, we put that in our resultant matrix, that is our distance matrix d of I, j. Clear? This is a very small problem. So now this is what our Floyd's algorithm says. So now we will go to our main program. That means just accepting the matrix. Now we need to accept the matrix from the keyboard, right? So now what are the things you are going to need? Already you can see already matrix we have defined, and you have defined what is the size, that is the number of vertices of our given graph also. The only thing we need to process the matrix, we will declare I and j. So first we will accept printf/n, enter number of vertices, right? So enter the number of vertices of our given graph. Scanf %d, what is the variable we have selected? N, right? We have accepted number of vertices. So now we have to accept the cost matrix or weight matrix, right? Printf/n, enter the cost matrix. So for, since it is a matrix, so two dimensional, we need two loops. So for I equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j is less than n, and j plus plus, right? So now, so how you are going to accept the matrix? Scanf %d, comma, ampersand a of ij. Now a is the variable we have declared to accept the cost matrix. Now as soon as you accept the cost matrix, now as we told, the initial matrix also, the initial distance matrix will be the same. So we will copy that into this matrix d of ij. So d of ij will be equal to what? A of ij. A of I j, right? So now all the things have been completed. So now we will call the function path. Now this will calculate the distance matrix. So once you have got the complete solution distance matrix, you have to print this, right? You are going to print it in a matrix form. So what we'll do, so since you want to print that in a matrix form, so this is where you are going to print, right? So what is the you are going to print? So the final distance matrix. The final distance matrix is, so this is for I equal to 0, for j equal to 0. Now since you are printing, now you want to print that in a matrix form, right? So since you are going to print it in a matrix form, so since you want to print that in a matrix form, right? So we need the brackets, correct? This is very simple, you know, and see how we are going to print that in a matrix form. So for two for loops, so now we will print here printf percentage, will give one space %d, comma, so which one resultant matrix is d, right? Distance matrix. So d of I j. So after one row you need, after three columns or after total number of vertices, then we need a second column, right? So here, so we will say printf/n. So we will get that result in a matrix form, right? So and this load. So now your final, what is that, printing is been completed. So we will end our main program. So now this is the end of our main program, right? So now we will compile and we'll see, are we getting any? Yes, you will get an error here because you have not ended here with semicolon. See, now you see, now this line should be terminated with a semicolon. That error we will be getting. Let us see. Yes, see, it has stopped exactly here. That means here we are supposed to give a semicolon. So now you should know what is the input we are going to give for this particular problem. right? Now this is our graph, and if you look here, by the time the program gets compiled and executes, so now let us take our graph. See, in the examination, now you are supposed to draw a graph like this, a weighted graph with some weights, right? So then you have to write this cost matrix. Now this cost matrix will be the input to our particular problem. So without writing a graph, relatively graph for that particular problem and writing this cost matrix, so don't try to show the write-up to the external examiners. You have to draw a graph on your own with some values, then come up with write the equivalent cost matrix or adjacent matrix depending upon our problem. So then this will be the input to our particular program, and you are supposed to get this distance matrix. So once you get a distance matrix, now you should be in a position in the examination to see that if they ask you to find, so again another error is there. Okay, if you ask you to find manually also, now you should be able to do it. So what is the error? So it is stopping here. So void, you have to give main, spelling mistake, so void main. So you should be in a position in the examination even to manually solve it and show that, right? So manually solve it and show that what output you are getting from this particular program, and manually now what you have solved both tallies with each other, right? So now the program has been executing. So once if you are able to first finish your fluid, so then the next problem is very simple, that is the Warshall's program. So first we are, as we told, so we are executing the Floyd's algorithm, right? So we'll see the log. So it is asking enter the number of vertices. Now this is our graph, right? Now this is the graph. See, observe carefully, this is the graph, this is the cost matrix. So how many vertices are there in our graph? 4. Now it asks enter the cost matrix. Now you have to give this. So the first value is 0, 5, infinity. Now how to give infinity? So because in our keyboard we don't have any infinity symbol. Now infinity means what? It is a very larger number, very big number. So here now we will assume infinity as a very large number, 99. Compared to other values 1, 5, 8, 3, 4, 99 is very large. So wherever infinity is there, we will use a larger number, 99. So second row 99, that is infinity, 0, 3 and infinity. Next infinity, infinity, 0, 4 and the last row. So this is 1, 8, infinity, 0. 1, 8, infinity, 0. So we are getting 0, 0, 0. So we got some wrong output. Now let us try to debug this program. It's very good that we got this. Now we will try to debug this program and we'll see where is our. Okay, so now as we have seen that, so when we gave the input, so we got output all 0. So now if you look here, now what was the error which we have done is that while accepting the matrix, so you should be very, very careful, right? Now here see what was the syntax or what was the coding we have given. Enter the cost matrix scanf %d ampersand a of I, j. Matrix is I and j. We have two loops. One is I loop and j loop. But while typing, now what is the mistake we have done? In both places we have typed I, right? So now it should be I and j. I and j. Scan, right? So be very careful when you are typing your program. So now let us once again check. what is the final output we are going to get, right? So this was our the matrix. So now when you look here, so we will give the same matrix what we have given previously. So you should be very careful when you are typing your program, and when you get an error, so try to observe the error carefully and try to see that where is the mistake which is lying. So because since we are writing it as a function, and when every functions are being clear, so it becomes easy for us to debug the errors. Okay, so let us check now, are we going to get, because this algorithm is very simple, right? Only thing is that we are accepting, and we are using 3 loops. Okay, so this is our graph. Just keep it here so that it becomes easy for us to enter the inputs. So how many vertices? 4 vertices are there. Enter the cost matrix. Now this is our cost matrix. As I told, infinity, we don't have any symbol infinity in our keyboard, so we will use a very large number like 99. So next, infinity, 0, 3, infinity, 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 0, 4, 1, 8, infinity, 0. See, again we are getting that the same, the output what we got previously, right? Now, so after making scanning here I and j, so now you save the program once, right? Otherwise the same thing will be taking. So if you are not going to save your program, right? Now if you look here, let us once again check the program. So this is the minimum, to check minimum of 2 numbers. So if a is less than b, so you return a as the minimum, else b as your minimum. So the algorithm consists of 3 for loop for k equal to 0 and I equal to 0, j equal to 0, minimum of d of ij comma d of ik plus d of kj, whichever is minimum, assign it to d of ij. Okay, so this is clear, so no problem in our function. Come to our main program, accept the number of vertices, enter the cost matrix. So now this was the error which we had done. So we are accepting scanf percentage d a of ij. Now as you know that in our algorithm what we have said, that the initial matrix is, that is d of 0, will be the cost matrix only. So the initial matrix, our d of ij, now we are supposed to initialize d of ij is equal to whatever the values we are accepting from the keyboard, that means a of ij. So this line is very, very important. Now this is where we are initializing the given cost matrix, first initializing the entire cost matrix with the d of ij. That means your initial distance matrix is the same. After that, now we start calculating, right? Now if you see how we have solved the problem manually, the first matrix, that is first distance matrix d of 0, see here, d of 0 is equal to, this is nothing but the cost matrix itself. That is the cost matrix itself. Now that is why, now when you are accepting the values from our keyboard here, so now this line is, this statement is very important for us. You have to assign that itself as our distance matrix. So now we will, that was the major thing what we have done. So the 2 errors what we have done was, when accepting scanf ampersand ij, since it is 2-dimensional matrix, one should be I and j, but we had given both places I. The second mistake was, we have removed, we have omitted, we have forgotten to include this statement, that is initialization, right? You have to initialize the given matrix itself as the first distance matrix. So these were the two errors so which we got, so that now obviously the program has to execute because rest other things are properly been written. Now let us see. Try to execute. We will see, or we are going to get the okay. So 4 number of vertices will enter the cost matrix 0, 5, infinity, 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 0, 3 and infinity, 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 0, 4 and 1, 8, infinity, 0. How do we get these values from this? How do you get this? By drawing a graph. These things are not given in your examination. After writing the program, you have to draw one graph on your own. Very simple graph with some values. So then looking into this graph, you have to write this matrix. Then you have to give this matrix as an input to our program. So now we got the final distance matrix. Now you see, this is our actual matrix what we are supposed to get from the theory. So now you can compare it. So 0, 5, 8, 12, 0, 5, 8, 12, 8, 0, 3, 7, 5, 10, 0, 4, 1, 6, 9, 0. Right? Answer is correct. So how do you read this? You are going to read this as from vertex A to A cost is 0, minimum cost. From A to B, minimum cost is 5. Right? From A to C, the minimum cost is, see, from A to C, the minimum cost is 8. This is what minimum cost you are having. And you see from B to B. So from B to A. So from B to A, minimum cost is 8. So like this, so we get the minimum cost. Now this was our first problem, that is the finding the cost matrix, or sorry, the distance matrix, which is called as the Floyd's algorithm. So now we will go to the B part of our program. So what is the B part? Says that compute the transitive closure of a given directed graph. So using Warshall's algorithm. So now we are going for an Warshall's algorithm. Now if you look into the Warshall's algorithm, now you are supposed to find the transitive closure. So when you are talking transitive closure, input for us is a adjacent matrix. So input is an adjacent matrix. It has only 0 and 1. So we are the cost is not given for us, right? So now if you look into your algorithm, now what does the algorithm says? If you see here, the algorithm for Warshall's, now input is an adjacent matrix, right? And output is a transitive closure. And whatever the input adjacent matrix, that itself will be your R of 0, that is your first matrix. So then we have 3 loops k, I, j, just like Floyd's algorithm. And here, now there we were finding the minimum path, right? Minimum path. So we used a function minimum, but here we don't have a minimum. Here what it says, if there exists a path from ith to jth, so if you take one vertex I, from this vertex I to another vertex j, if you don't have a direct path, but if you have another vertex k, if you are able to go from I to k and from k to j, then we can say that you have a path from I to j. So here we say that, so R I to j will be equal to, if you have already a path from I to j previously, or if you have a path from I to k and k to j, right? So then you will be having a path. So that is how you find the transitive closure. Now we have already solved this in our theory. So how we are going to solve it? So when you look the algorithm, now the algorithm is similar to our Floyd's algorithm with some changes, right? Now what I told, once you execute your Floyd's algorithm. So now this is our Floyd's program, right? Now we will convert this program itself into a Warshall's program, right? But write up you have to write 2 times, but when you are typing, now you see what the changes I am going to make. So right, look into the changes what we are trying to do it. Okay, so before doing the changes, so let me just copy this entire program, right? So that is our Floyd's program. Okay, so we need what? We are going to find transitive closure, right? Instead of D, I will just rename it as T, matrix T, or else you can use the same name also. It doesn't make any difference because it's a variable name you are trying to use it, or you can use this as a T. You are changing, remember you are changing D to T. Now in this you are not finding any minimum, right? So I will delete this function minimum. But this is same, right? So you are having 3 for loop k, I and j, but this line is completely different. Now here we are going to find. So what we are going to have, so you see the algorithm what it says. Now you are going to find the transitive closure, right? T of ij. So T of ij is equal to, so what you are going to say? T of ij is equal to, so or you can even say that you are going to check whether you have only zeros or 1, so you will put an if condition. Now if, look into the, observe the brackets carefully, if T of I j, when you put this in a bracket, it indicates that if it is 1 then only it is going to check, right? Or T of I k, right, and T of k j and T of k j. If this condition satisfies, so in the previous if it is 1, or if there is a path from I to k and from k to j, so then T of ij you make it as 1 is equal to 1. This only change is there in our Floyd's and Warshall. These are the changes. Now your program is entirely completed. This is the program for Warshall's algorithm. So now everything is same. Enter number of vertices. Now enter. Now here we don't have cost matrix, but we have here adjacent matrix, because the matrix will be having 0 and 1. You accept the matrix and initialize this A to your transitive closure matrix T of ij, right? So now you are going to display which matrix? Transitive closure, right? And what is that variable we have used? It is T of ij. These are all the changes what is there in our part B. So once you are able to execute Floyd's program properly, then you make these changes into your program and you can check for your Warshall's program. Right, now we will execute this. Now the input all will be changed. So because this is Warshall's algorithm to find transitive closure. So now this is our given graph. Now this graph does not have any weight. So now this is the graph. Now you have to write the corresponding adjacent matrix. Now this is the adjacent matrix what we have written. So now from A to A you don't have any edge, so write it as 0. From A to B there is an edge, so mark it as 1. From A to C you don't have any direct edge, so from A to C it will be 0. And from A to D you have a edge, right? So mark it as 1. So like this, now you can easily write or construct the adjacent matrix for this given graph, right? So in Floyd's we were having cost matrix, but here now we will be having the adjacent matrix. Now draw a graph, right? write the adjacent matrix. So once you get the adjacent matrix, now this matrix will be the input to your program, and this is the final transitive closure output what you are supposed to get from your program, right? So now we will check this. So if you look here, no more changes we have done to our previous program. So just we have removed the function which used to find the minimum and this one line, right? We have edited this line. The rest all the things you can keep change, you can keep same. So no changes, extra changes are been done to our particular program. So now let us see, let us give the input and we will see. Yeah. Okay. So now we will give the input. So now this is our input. This is the adjacent matrix, right? For this given graph. This is the graph here. This is the graph, and for this particular graph, now this is our adjacent matrix. So how many vertices we have? 4 vertices. Enter the adjacent matrix 0 1 0 1. Now you can see here this is the adjacent matrix 0 1 0 1. Next 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0. Next 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0. And this is the transitive closure. Now you can see this is our result. This is the transitive closure. So 0 1 1 1. This entire first row is 0. Next all are 1. So this is the transitive closure of our given graph. Clear, students? So this was the program for finding the transitive closure of a given directed graph by using Warshall's algorithm. So this is about the program. So where we have tried to implement both the Floyd's algorithm and transitive closure. Again, we have used the concept of dynamic programming in order to solve this problem. So practice this problem as I told. So you are supposed to write both the programs, and when you are implementing it, first you implement for Floyd's algorithm. Once you get the output, show the output to the examiners, then do changes in this particular program. Small changes if you do, you will get part B, that is the transitive closure of the given graph, right? So practice this. So if you have any doubt, again you can drop a query in our classroom. Okay, thank you. Practice the program very well. Bye bye.